Francine Belleghi and welcome to NOC TV, the show where we interview inspiring entrepreneurs. And here is our new series about tech entrepreneurs who are changing Africa scene. With me today is Norbert Glakbe, and Norbert is a technology advisor, engineer, systems. So Norbert, thank you for being here today at NOC TV.
Thank you.
Okay, tell me what all those signification OER, IG, ICT for D, advocate, what all those activity involve?
All those activities refer to technology. Technology advisor is because we as techies are able to advise others in the choice they can make, either in soft or hard, in order to do well their business. So that is, I am OER is Open Educational Resources.
Okay.
So I am a counselor in that matter, because I also organized some years ago. I organized a conference at the university to raise awareness in order to teach students how to harness the potentiality of open educational resources online in their studies. Because at our universities, there is a lack of documentation, lack of books, because books are very expensive, and in the other hand we have free educational resources online, publications, so is helping them go online, find the good resources for their studies. That is, you talked about FOSS. We call it FOSS. FOSS and free and open software, free and open source softwares. I am the Chief Technical Officer of FOSFA. FOSFA is the Free and Open Source Software Foundation for Africa, and actually I'm the Chief Technical Officer. And our mandate is to raise awareness within the populations, within the communities, to tell them how force can help us develop our economy. We have basically two types of softwares. The private ones that cost a lot, and the free and open one. And we don't know, or at least our communities and our users don't know, that they can have at low price or at no price a good software to use on their computers, in their services, their offices. And our public administration is not harnessing the potentiality of that good softwares. May I emphasize on the security aspect of force?
Yes.
Today you have viruses, you have many, how do you say it, difficulties using private softwares, but in free and open source software, basically those based on Linux, and you don't have that much virus, privacy challenge as on private softwares. So that is the point.
Why do you think that in Africa you are as advocate of those open source software which are obviously free of viruses, as you say, and versus the one that are very expensive but have viruses? Why do you think that there is no policy or there is no adoption of this open source software?
From my point of view, it's a matter of communication. It's a matter of advertising. The people who are advertising for private softwares, they put many money in that job. They do commercial advertisement. They even make their software installed on computers before they are sold. But free and open source softwares, especially open source operating systems, nobody is behind to advertise, to tell others this one is very good, it can give you this solution and that, this protection. So that is why, from my point of view, the private and expensive one are taking more, are reaching more people than the free or cheaper ones. That is, so it is our job as techies, as people, as aware persons, to tell the others to go for adoption, to direct them on the free and open source softwares, and to make them adopt it.
Who are you able to reach today as an activist or advisor of this open source technology?
Okay, actually, the community, the tech community, first of all, through our workshops, through our conferences. So the others who don't come to us, who do not participate in our conferences, we don't reach them as we will to do. That is, and hopefully we would like our voice to be heard by the deciders of this of developing countries, because they have more to gain, more to achieve with open source software than the developed one.
You have organized the 4th edition of the Internet Society Forum in Togo recently on internet governance.
Yes.
So, can you tell us what you discussed and the action that need to be taken?
The Internet Governance Forum is intended to gather the users, the regulator, the deciders, the providers of internet, all the users of internet, so that they can discuss about how to develop, secure the internet for social growth of our communities. I had 2 days working. The first day we did a training for some key actors on what is internet governance. That is to explain to all of them that internet governance is not just for techies, it's for all users. It is for the deciders, it is for governors, it's for the regulator. So it's all those voices gathered together that direct the internet. So that was the aim of the training. And the public forum was to discuss about the difficulties the users are having in the everyday use of the internet. It is to think about what to do so that tomorrow the internet becomes better, becomes a tool that helps everybody go forward in his work, in his study, in medicine, in all areas of our life today. Users reported many issues that need to be addressed. So actions to be taken in talking about the actions, I can say that the internet needs to be available. We need the internet to be accessible for everybody. Internet is still a luxury today, so that it doesn't help the users in harnessing it to do their business, to communicate easily, because the price is not the price is not the price is still very high compared to other countries. The price of internet in Togo is still very high. We also need a real broadband. Internet, the broadband, we don't have, the broadband is not accessible for everybody. So I think it is talking about price is also somewhere talking about broadband, because the broadband is very expensive, and that is why people cannot take it in their homes, in their services. The 3G is, there is many achievements in the 3G service today, but it's still a challenge. In some areas, even in the capital, in Lome here, in some areas you still not have access to the 3G on your mobile to use normally. So many works remain to be done, and many works must be done towards rural areas. We need to bring internet to the rural populations today. Broadband, for example, you don't have a lot of home connected to broadband service. Now with 3G service on our mobiles, many persons are doing the effort to have it, to be connected to the internet, to use internet for the communications, to use social networks. But when it comes to broadband or ADSL, the penetration is very low.
Is there something that can be done to encourage more women in technology?
Yeah, sure. We need to maintain awareness towards women, girls in our schools to choose to choose scientific, to choose science, and in universities to choose technological studies, so that they can so that we can have more women in technology. We need to tell women that technology is not just for men. It is, women are succeeding in technology. It's not a question of strength or there's no barrier. So come on, women, join us.
That's great. So how mobile technology actually is helping Africa development? You've heard, or you can see that there's mobile now, people have 2 mobiles, even some of them. How mobile technology is helping? and in Togo as well?
Mobile is today the key tool for internet penetration in our communities, because not everybody has a computer and not everybody is able to take internet connection in his house. So having a smartphone today, where the price are relatively not so high for a smartphone, having a smartphone today and subscribing to a 3G service is helping use social networks, having low price communication with harnessing the social network, WhatsApp, Facebook, and others, email, anything you can imagine, using Skype to call. Today you can make a phone call through 3G network, so it is helping a lot in communicating and having access to emails and even to browse the web. So mobile technology is definitely the key tool that is helping Africa to harness internet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about some dark aspects of internet, and also how in some countries internet penetration is also provoking some cyber criminality, or even child pornography when they have easy access to internet. What are some cases of cyber criminality in Togo, and how can we make sure that people are aware of those things and use internet properly?
That is one of the subjects discussed during our Internet Governance Forum. As in every country, there are cyber criminality actions in Togo as well, because our population is not well aware of the dark side of the internet. So people are using internet today because without caring for the security, not caring for the confidentiality, their privacy, they are just using internet because you have access to it. So it is frequent to meet or to have reports from people who are hacked. People are using cyberspaces to gather information from users, and they take their password, go in their emails. They just email all the contacts of that person saying that he's in Abidjan or in Paris, he has lost everything, they are requesting for help. So just send via Western Union some 500 CFA and so on. So people are being victims of cyber criminality, but there are also some action that are being taken to limit those things, beginning from awareness. So we are raising awareness towards our community so that the people can care about their passwords, not to give passwords, not to leave their session open in cyberspaces, to shut down at least their computers when they finish their work. So to give them good advices so that they can limit the action of those marvelous people who are taking talking about child pornography, it's the same thing. So our students, usually young girls and men and boys, so they are also exposed, because when they get out of the classes, instead of going home, they prefer going to on the internet. And as you don't have internet at home, you go to cyberspace, and that is where the marvelous people can gather the information from them.
Is there anything else you want to add before we end this conversation?
If my fellow Togolese are watching this video, I want them to join the movement, to join the advocates, so that we can help our community move forward.
Okay. Thank you very much, Norbert, for your time.
Welcome.
Okay.
It is a pleasure for us to have you with us for this interview.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that's all for today. Norbert and us would love to hear from you. And what was your key takeaway from this conversation? Please leave your comments below and come back on OpTV. For more information, go on the website, cbelay.com, or join us on Twitter.